Here I have the Akaso V50X in my hand, and the camera can shoot 4K videos at up to 30 frames per second. And the optimal level of electronic image stabilization will work at that setting. However, turning on image stabilization on this Akaso V50X will crop your video from 170 degrees to 140 degrees field of view. Now, that may not seem like much, but if you actually look at the video that you took with the image stabilization on, you will notice that a lot of things in your video will be zoomed in, and a lot of the things that you may think you have captured, cut off. So something to keep in mind. Depending on the firmware installed in your Akaso V50X, turning on image stabilization can be a bit confusing, so I like to explain how to navigate the settings to turn on your image stabilization. Now let's first go to the settings by pressing on the settings button here. And then that will give you a list of settings for your video, your camera, and just a general list of settings. On your video settings, you have image stabilization and the gyroscope setting. Turning on just the gyroscope won't do anything to the video. In fact, you will get no electronic image stabilization. Now, if you turn off the gyroscope and turn on only the image stabilization, you will get image stabilization. But the image stabilization you will get is going to be suboptimal. It's not going to be the best performance. In order to get the best performance, you want to turn both the image stabilization on and the gyroscope on. Okay, so now while using this Akaso V50X for a while and taking some underwater videos, I noticed that the videos that I was taking was very shaky, and I knew that I had turned on electronic image stabilization before. So I found out that there is a glitch on this V50X, and by that this is what I mean. If you go to the general settings and then turn on distortion calibration, which reduces the distortion on your images, and then you go back to the video settings, you will notice that the image stabilization setting that we had turned on is now off. So if you are flipping back between taking pictures and then taking videos, and you want to have the distortion calibration on, make sure that when you go back to taking your videos with image stabilization, to turn on image stabilization back on. This is very important if you don't want to be disappointed with your videos.